Continuous improvement that involves all the previous habits. These are the habits of highly effective people and work like the steps of a ladder. Number 1, being proactive. Acting proactively is a determining factor between being and not being effective. Number 2, having a goal in mind. It is easier to solve problems when you have a well-defined objective. Number 3, first, the most important. In order to achieve your well-defined objectives, it is important to have habits that transform objectives into actions. Number 4, understanding first and to be understood second. Before offering a solution, you need to listen to the problems with empathy. Number 5, create synergy. This is a tip that is especially valid for leaders who seek more effectiveness. And finally, number 6, improving constantly.
Dear viewers, we have been joined by our guest, Mr. Hamza Taqi, the Master Performance Consultant. Good evening, welcome back to Hala Kuwait.
Good evening, Rita. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. So today's topic is extremely important, and it's right in time for the new year. Every year in December, everyone starts setting their goals, planning for the new year, and trying to find a way maybe to be on a better path in life, probably. So how can we create a successful New Year plan?
Sure. If you allow me, I would like to seek this opportunity to extend my condolences to all the members of Sabah family and all the Kuwaiti people in Kuwait, and wish and congratulate our new Emir, His Highness Sheikh Mishal Ahmed Al-Jabr Al-Sabah, and wish him all the luck for the future of Kuwait, and hopefully it will be a brighter future.
Hopefully.
So to answer your question regarding planning and how to build a successful plan for a new year. Usually, you know, New Year, it's a mark for reflection, where we look back to what happened in the past 12 months. And hopefully from that, when we do that reflection, we identify where we are now. Because see, for any plan, or it's a plan, it's like a map, where or a roadmap where you want to be, or what you want to accomplish in life. So, and having said that, it must be, you know, when you go to any mall or a big place, there is a big map, and there is you know, a dot with "you are here," you know, with an arrow. That tells you, because if you want to reach your destination, you have to know where you are now. So there are many methods that we use to have a personal or life plan. One of which is the Wheel of Life. The Wheel of Life, anyone from our audience can draw it on a sheet of paper, just a circle, and then divide it into 3 main sections, 3 main categories. And those categories are health, work, and relationships. And then from these categories, you can go even deeper, where in the health, you can make another 3 within that third of the cycle, and draw, for example, soul, mind, and body. And then for the relationship, you can put family, friends, and community.
Right.
For the work part, you can put mission, money, and you know, your career. And then when you have that circle, you rate yourself in each of these components according to 2023.
Yes.
For example, in relationship, I would put from 1 to 10, and the relationship maybe in 2023, I didn't have any new relationship, so I put 4. So
Right.
that's a room to improve, right? and the money maybe I got 8, and so on. So you complete that circle, and when you see that circle, it becomes like a wheel.
Definitely.
But if it's everything in the same, in the same rating, then the wheel goes smoother. But when you have a lack in some areas and good in other areas,
yes,
your wheel will not work accordingly. So this is a spot where you see, oh, I have to work on this area more for 2024. So it gives you some sort of a glimpse of your life and where you lack on teams. To improve, and where you can, relax because you hopefully you got 10 of all these categories.
I honestly think that's a really good idea, because a lot of us do struggle with, okay, we know where we are, for example, we have a really hard time defining our priorities or maybe setting our goals. How can we define our priorities? A lot of us get a bit too excited and we plan too much.
Yes, we usually plan more than we can chew.
Yes.
And that could be difficult and could be draining for our energy, because sometimes it's good to take from the plan out stuff and focus on what brings you more, or you look at it in a more an effective way or efficient way. So you work on the things that maybe it takes a bigger chunk of time, but the return are very high. So that's how you put your priorities, and for setting the goals, it is very important that the goal becomes really clear, like crystal clear in your mind, in your articulation, in writing, so you really can see it really happening. And for the SMART goal, you have to, you're aware of the acronym SMART goals. Meaning the goal has to be specific, and then some books they say measurable. I'd like to say motivational, according to Blanchard, and then the SMART, and then the A is for attainable, and R, some people they say realistic, but I see attainable is realistic. So R is relevant, because sometimes we do small goals, but they are relevant for a bigger goal, or task for that matter. And then trackable. How do you track your progress? Let's say I want to write a book in 2024. So I have to break the year into 12 months, and I have to make sure I write a chapter or 2 in 1 month. So I know how am I going to track myself, and that will become really smart goal. And it's clear, you can see it. Hopefully you will achieve it.
Definitely. I think that really does put things into perspective, and the SMART goal does remind us maybe of how to go on with our goals very hopefully. A lot of people like to have a schedule, we can say, make sure that it's completely filled in, and also have a calendar and an agenda. I'm the complete opposite, right? I like to see how my day goes, and whatever I can do, I will do. So do you think that it's important to actually have an agenda, have a schedule, everything is down, written on paper?
There is a secret with written, in a journal when you write stuff. Because there are some researchers, they say when you write it with your hand, there is a magic with the brain and the hand. When you write it, then you never forget it. And writing it helps, because when you achieve it, you just can cross it and that gives you a good feeling of achievement, and you want to achieve more and more. So writing the goal, I recommend writing it, and not really just write it once. No, go over it once and twice, and from time to time adjust it, because things changes, and you want to make it as clear as possible for you. And if you have a team, you want them to know how to achieve the goals as well, if you are working in an organization.
That's a very good point, honestly.
Or a family.
Definitely, because we tend to forget, right? Life gets super busy and we get forget our goals, everything we have planned for. So I think if it's written down, it's going to help us at least remember it.
Yeah, because we remember them when you are praying, where we're supposed to be focused.
Exactly.
Because we didn't write them down. So when writing and having a journal, and you talked about the calendar.
That's right.
You know, the best calendar, Rita, some organization, they do the full year, 12 months in one page.
Right.
And you put it in your office so you can see the whole year. It gives you a holistic view of the whole year. And then there are the occasions, you know, Ramadan and so on. So you can really plot your plan, the vacation, the birthdays, the occasions that you have. So you can have it there and the activities that you're going to make. And then you will know where you can put a bulk of time for your desired goal, for what you want to achieve in terms of personal development, changing habits, and so on, to become a better version of yourself.
Definitely.
Better than 2023, 2024, hopefully.
That's always our goal, and that's a way to stop saying, I don't have time. Right?
Exactly,
because
absolutely.
you can see exactly when you have time.
And the wording makes very big difference. If I say I don't have time, I will never have time. But if I say I have time, things change, the energy changed, and you will have time when you say I have time.
Definitely.
Rather than feeling scarcity of the time.
At least you'll try to push as much as possible for time and for change, of course.
Absolutely.
And I think what's really important to be able to achieve all of these things is establishing good habits. How can we actually establish a good habit? I know it might sound easy, but it's not.
It's not easy. It's very difficult because it's ingrained in us. And habits are basically, it's our body has been doing this thing, the habit, for so long that it doesn't even requires the mind to interfere. So the body does it by itself. It's like riding the car, you know, because we spend third of our life in the car.
Exactly.
So we drive the car unconsciously because it becomes a habit. So habits are difficult to break, but you can break it. By, for example, you can, you know what triggers that habit, and you do something else at that time. Because sometimes, for example, somebody will say, okay, I will, after I pray, usually he's getting used to, after praying, he go and take a nap.
Right.
And then he wants to change that because he needs to be healthy, he wants to exercise and stuff. So now he wants to change that time. Instead of taking a nap, he wants to go for a walk or a run or do some sort of exercise. So now his habit is to go and take a nap. Now if he breaks this habit once, twice, 3 times, 4 times by going to exercise, he will eventually do the exercise rather than, because his body will be used to the exercise rather than taking the nap.
Definitely.
Yeah, so yeah, it requires hard work. It requires discipline and resilience.
For sure.
Because our body, our mind tend to take us to what we are used to.
It's our comfort zone. It's easy. As you said,
absolutely.
If you drive a car, you just get in your car and you keep going. Sometimes we don't realize where we actually get to and we go to the wrong destination.
Absolutely.
So I definitely agree with you on that one. But there's a lot of mixed opinions when it comes to setting our goals. A lot of people say, you know, set realistic goals that you're able to achieve, and others would say go big.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's true. I heard both. Realistic meaning attainable, and I don't like to use the word realistic because if it's realistic, then I am not really doing a lot of effort to achieve it. Now you want the goal to be to extend you, to outstretch you to achieve it, so you do more than the comfort zone. You get out from the box. At the same time, you want it to be achievable. You don't want it to be far away that it demoralize you and you feel, oh, it's really takes a lot of energy, and you reach the stage that you say, I can't, and maybe you drop it. And that dropping it will make you feel like inclined to do or do set goals. Some people, they don't set goals because they say, well, several times I did set goals, I didn't achieve them, I became weak internally, and I want to avoid that.
Exactly.
Or what you said, they don't have time to sit and plan.
Definitely, and it could be a very negative experience when you keep setting goals that are too big, not attainable, as you mentioned, every single year. You're definitely going to be down about it, and at a point get to the point where you don't want to help yourself, you don't want to set any goals. So that brings me to how can we actually improve ourselves in 2024 in a very attainable way.
Good. We need time for ourselves. See, we are always thinking, and we're always thinking of others. We are thinking of what's going on here and abroad and everywhere. We don't have time for ourselves. This is the reflection time. This is the measurement time where we measure ourselves. If we don't do that, we cannot improve ourselves.
Yes.
So, for example, if I am for 2024, I need to sit inside and look at myself and look at my capability, what I can do in terms of growth, in terms of relationship, in terms of the community, in terms of my career, in terms of my health. So, having that exercise and reflecting on it, talking about what happened in 2023 that was excellent, that resonated with me, what happened that was bad, what are the mistakes I've done in 2023 that helped me now, I know better for 24, I will not go into that mistake, because mistakes are knowledge.
Definitely.
Yeah. So reflecting on yourself, I think it's the best part. And most of us don't do it. Either we don't have the time, or we have the time but we claim that because we don't want to face ourselves.
Of course.
We don't want to face what happened in 23. Even in terms of relationships, some relationship you went through 23, it was like enabler, it was helping. Some relationship it was like draining. So
definitely,
which relationship you want to do more? And so improving yourself is really surrounding yourself with the good souls, with the right people.
For sure.
Who believes in love, peace, and happiness. Yeah.
I think those three words are very important for us as humans and for our soul. And finally, how can we actually reflect at the past year or look at our past year?
We need to ask ourselves questions, and we need to look at the year month by month. And there are tools now can help us. It didn't help us before. Like if you are journaling, if you have a calendar, then you go to the calendar, you see last January in 2002, what are the highlights, what are the good things that happened? Grab them and put them down in a list. Go to February, do the same thing. In terms of good or something that you learn from. And by going through that exercise, you will see that you have done a lot. And sometimes we forget, we tend to forget, and we don't see that. And we keep getting at ourselves and say, I didn't do anything in 2023. Right. Did you sit and check it out? Some people, they go to their social media and they see what they posted and during January 23 and February. So this is a history that is kept there that we can use and put down our achievements. So we feel the gratitude. We feel that we have accomplished, we have done a lot. And when you feel that way, then you are not stoppable. You feel that you have the foundation. You have done a lot in 2023. Therefore, you can do more in 2024.
I think that's really great advice, because we tend to forget as humans, certain great moments we had throughout the year on a monthly basis. So thank you so much for all the advice you have given us this evening on how to set our New Year plan. Thank you, Mr. Hamza.
Thank you, and wish you all the luck and prosperous 2024.
Thank you so much. Dear viewers, we had with us Hamza Taqi, the Master Performance Consultant, and up next we have a report, and we'll be right back.